If you are considering hosted mining with OneMiners, you need to watch this full video before you send them a single sats. I lost more than $20,000 in Bitcoin to this company, as they refused my refund even after I exposed their lies and fraud. Thanks to a written confirmation from Jack Dorsey's company, Proto from Block Inc., OneMiners' deceptive story completely collapsed. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happened, show the evidence, and explain why you should never trust OneMiners with your money. Let's get into it. As a Bitcoin enthusiast who wanted to get into mining, I was always watching for hardware that could give me a real edge. In early November 2025, I came across OneMiners, operated by Circle Hash LLC, offering pre-orders for Proto rigs. It looked like a solid deal with full ownership, resale rights, AI-driven smart mining for extra profits, and hosting in Nigeria at some of the lowest electricity rates around. Proto rigs, built by Block Inc., stood out because of their modular design with swappable parts that make upgrades and repairs simple, which should boost resale value over time. My plan was to host them in Nigeria for cheap power, mine for a while, and sell them well before the next Bitcoin halving in 2028 to recoup most of my investment. I ordered 2 Proto rigs for the total cost of around $21,800, including shipping, handling, and installation fees. Shipment was promised for late November 2025. I was mentally prepared for some delays, but what followed was far worse. After waiting patiently, I messaged OneMiners support on January 6th to check status. They replied quickly, saying my rigs would go live on January 11th and 15th. And sure enough, my dashboard showed both Proto rigs installed in Nigeria on those exact dates, with profits ticking up. I thought everything was on track. Then, on January 16, 2026, I suddenly got an email from Petr Pavelka, OneMiners' global sales coordinator. He claimed the rigs never shipped and that the manufacturer stopped responding to their emails. A bulk order of supposedly hundreds of Proto rigs would likely never be fulfilled, he claimed. He also said the dashboard mining I had seen was a software problem, and offered altcoin miners hosted in the USA as a compensation. Needless to say, I got suspicious. I replied that the dashboard clearly showed the rigs running in Nigeria and demanded a full refund if they weren't real. He then doubled down, saying the problem was entirely with the manufacturer, Proto Block Incorporated, and not OneMiners. He said they had ordered hundreds of Proto rigs, already sent payment, but Proto had completely ghosted them. He refused a refund, claiming their own money was lost and irrecoverable, and pushed replacement miners again. I also found it hard to believe that Proto Block Inc., a newly launched project backed by Jack Dorsey, would simply ghost a bulk order worth millions of dollars and leave OneMiners hanging. Such an event would almost certainly trigger lawsuits, public reporting, regulatory scrutiny, or at least widespread discussion in the mining community. No such evidence has ever surfaced. By this point, I had already contacted Proto Block Inc. directly. When their reply finally came, it unraveled everything. Proto confirmed in writing, no order, bulk or otherwise, was ever placed by OneMiners or Circle Hash LLC. They have no third-party resellers or partners, and sales are direct only. OneMiners is not an authorized reseller. The situation was flagged by them as a scam. Proto Block Inc. even asked me for all communication and evidence for their legal team to review. I already had everything compiled in a PDF file, which I sent them on February 7th. With Proto's confirmation, the picture was unmistakable. No Proto rigs were ever ordered on my behalf, none were on the way, and none would ever materialize. I've filed complaints with the FTC, FBIIC3, and Texas AG. I'm now doing my best to warn the Bitcoin community and the general public about doing any kind of business with OneMiners or Circle Hash LLC. Check the link in the description below for a Substack article with all the evidence. Also, feel free to comment below about your own experience with OneMiners.